Hi, Lorraine Menza here, and in this video blog, I'm going to talk to you about Dale Carnegie's common sense tips that he gave in his book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Now, some of these tips are not taught by your parents. Some are, but very few are. And that's why this is a book that's well worth reading, especially if you're in the business environment or sales or just even with personal relationships. This book has lasted the test of time. It was written, I think, in 1936 or 37, and the version or the revision I read was the 1986 one. So it's been around for a while, and it's obviously, my son's even read it, and he's 23 years old, so it's obviously a good read. So some of the tips that he shared with others is to be generally interested in people. And that makes sense. I mean, if you want to have a connection with others, whether it's in sales or business or other things, you need to show that you care. You care, you're interested in them. In today's society, you ever go into a restaurant and you see people, there'll be a couple people there, and they're looking at their cell phones. Are you showing a genuine interest in that person? Now, I know in business and sales, you probably wouldn't be doing that, but in personal relationships, I see that happening quite a bit. And I don't think that's really a good idea, and I think that that's going to be a killer in a lot of relationships. Another way to connect with others is to smile. I mean, when you're listening to somebody, aren't you more, if you want to influence them or win friends, aren't you able to connect with somebody who doesn't bring around their negative attitude and they're smiling? And when you do smile, if you're having a bad, crappy day, whatever, it takes that negative emotion out of you and lifts you up, but it also lifts the emotions of others. So smile more often. uh, I've never had my mother tell me to smile. Common sense tips that you get from Dale Carnegie's book is to remember a person's name. I am truly at fault at this, but this is the death trap in business. If you don't remember a person's name, or if you email or you misspell a name, whatever it is, and that's part of remembering a person's name, is also if you're texting them, emailing them, a letter, whatever, you got to be able to spell their name correctly. So you need to be able to do that. To me, that's an obvious tip. For me, it was a killer for me. I had to learn to mentally, think about when I first met a person, to keep saying their name and over again in my mind and try to use it in conversation. There are three common sense tips that go hand in hand in this book, and I think one of them is to be a good listener, to make the other person feel important, and to talk in terms of the other person's interest. Now, if you want to be heard, people do want to be heard. So if you're listening to what they say, they feel important and they feel valued. So you just, those two things kind of commingle there. So if a person's talking, take interest in what they're saying, ask appropriate questions, and to continue in this vein, try to keep encouraging the same conversation you're trying to, because obviously when a person's talking, they're talking about something that interests them. Okay, let me just get back. The influence section of Dale Carnegie's book, it gives us some advice. And the only way to get the best out of an argument is to avoid it. And well, I will say my parents didn't like us arguing, but in sales, you may run into people who do not, like, for whatever reason, they're going to say, oh, you shouldn't charge me for this product because it's defective. And they're using it not the proper way. But you can't go and say, you're using it wrong. You can't say that to them. But so what you need to do is to ask them certain questions that will get them, to see, a little bit more about your product. And maybe in the end, they're starting to see that maybe the way they were using it wasn't the correct way. So you want to, the best way you want to get a person out of an argument or in to influence them is get them to say yes, yes. So ask them questions where they're guaranteed to say yes. And this will gradually lead them down to the line of where you want them to go. And this is all done without confrontation. It not only works in business, but it also works in personal relationships. So think about that. The other thing that Dale Carnegie says is to show respect for other people's opinions. Never say you're wrong or I disagree totally or whatever. Don't put their confrontational front up. You want to be able to listen and respect what they have to say. You could always say, I respect your opinion. Here's my view, or here's my take of it. And hopefully they will respect yours. It's a give and take, and hopefully that will happen. But you may just want to, in business, you may just want to listen to their opinion. Another thing he says, if you're wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically. So if you did something that you felt was wrong, you want to go up to your people and say, look, you know what, I know that this was done in a wrong fashion. I apologize for this. Let's get this taken care of. Whatever it is, you need to admit it quickly, because you take out whatever tension that could be there. And again, this works in personal relationships, not just in business. So I just want this book has such common sense tips, and I think it's a great read. Everybody should read this book because it makes so much sense. If you like what I've had to say, please subscribe, leave a comment below, and click on the link below, that says Common Sense Help. Have yourself a great day. Take care.